You know, usually when I do these videos for this channel, I'm normally playing a game. But I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm going to be simulating a match. So, I'm going to click X and start this match and put the controller down. Because it's time to watch Daniel Bryan vs Triple H for the WWE World title. Back in January, I simulated a Royal Rumble, and I sat back and watched it. And Daniel Bryan ended up winning, and I said, just before WrestleMania, I'm going to put up a video where the Royal Rumble winner challenges for the title. So that's what I'm doing. So, Daniel Bryan vs Triple H for the WWE title at WrestleMania. Okay, I know we're all sad about Daniel Bryan retiring, and I know a lot of you are upset about Roman Reigns being in the main event. So, just to warn you, this might ruin WrestleMania for those of you who were actually that upset about it. Okay, let's watch the match. I'm actually going to sit back and do nothing. The first time in a while, like anyone believes that, I'm actually not going to play this match. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to talk shit, I'm going to talk a bit about WrestleMania myself, actually. While I'm doing this, I'll turn off the entrances obviously because I don't want copyright claims on my videos for music. So, I've set up this match. It's kind of slow momentum, so they're both going to have to work hard to get their finishes. And I've decided for an extra interesting element, I've put Stephanie McMahon in Triple H's corner and Brie Bella in Daniel Bryan's corner. So this is pretty much the match we had at WrestleMania 30. I remember watching WrestleMania 30, really enjoyed that. Daniel Bryan vs Triple H. If Daniel Bryan won, he would get into the title match later on in the night against Randy Orton and Batista, and he beat Triple H. So let's see if this match actually has the same results, because I'm just simulating it. I've got no say over who wins this. Either Daniel Bryan's going to win the title or Triple H is going to retain it.
And they know it. Triple H can be emotionless in the ring.
Again, I've already said this before, but I love the chain wrestling style matches on this game.
And have absolutely no remorse about it.
So let's talk a little bit about WrestleMania and the real life WrestleMania that's happening tonight on the WWE Network. The match card's kind of a bit awkward, but you know what, if they kind of follow up on it the way that I hope they will, then it can be a good one. League of Nations versus the New Day. I'm okay with that. It would just make a lot more sense if the title was on the line. I suppose there's nothing they can do about it now, I guess, unless they announce it on the line. But they kind of announced, it's a weird one because they kind of announced the title was on the line, but then they kind of got rid of any reference to that and just started putting non-title everywhere. So they kind of wanted it to be a title match and then they didn't. The only reason for that I can actually think of is because of the fact that Night of Champions gimmick is where the one night of the year where all the titles are on the line. They've already got the W title, the IC title, the US title, and the Divas title on the line at WrestleMania. So maybe they kind of thought they'd be stepping on the toes of Night of Champions a little bit. But I mean, to be honest, Night of Champions hasn't really meant anything ever since they went down to the number of titles they've actually got. So at this point, I don't think anyone would really notice or care. So that's the only reason I can think of. In September they were worried that they can't really promote it as the one night a year where all the titles are on the line, but I don't know. It's just a weird one. The League of Nations will probably end up winning that one, which I'm okay with. Yeah, but it would just make more sense if the title were on the line. Even if New Day retain. I mean, I love the New Day, by the way. Didn't love them, but it's just a weird one. The title's not going to be on the line in that one.
Daniel Bryan is just so dangerous. This match has swayed his way very quickly here.
Obviously, I'm still really upset about Daniel Bryan retiring, so this match is kind of bittersweet. When I saw Daniel Bryan win my simulated Royal Rumble back in January, I was really actually worried. Well, I wasn't really worried, but I was kind of thinking he might retire. But we've kind of all had that kind of gut feeling since he got injured.
The game and Mankind gave new meaning to the term physical brutality.
And you know, thinking of that physical brutality is almost too much. Triple H and Mankind's disdain. The shoulders are down.
Daniel Bryan's retired now, and after hearing the extent of his injuries, it's probably for the best. I was a huge Daniel Bryan fan when he was in the ring, but I mean, it's some sort of injury to the brain. I'm not really clued up on medical stuff, so I'm not really sure entirely what the actual injury was, but it's some sort of injury to the brain, so in my mind that's automatically a, you know, please stay away from the ring forever sort of thing, even though it's really sad to see someone's, you know, dream ripped away from them. But at the same time, if he and Bree are trying for kids, I'd rather Daniel Bryan was able to, you know, be healthy enough to actually raise his kids properly. So, be selfless, wrestling fans. And there's a lot of people who are like, I don't care if Daniel Bryan ends up in a wheelchair. I'm sure Daniel Bryan's future kids would care if he ended up in a wheelchair, so think about that.
Certainly had that one well scouted.
Yeah, that's because Daniel Bryan is so prepared every time he steps in the ring. Oh, wait,
from the sounds of it, it sounds like retiring is probably the best thing. People mock WWE's wellness policy, but I think it might have actually saved someone's life. Think about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this one-on-one match is for the championship. Do not change the channel.
The IC title ladder match is a weird one. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Zack Ryder, The Miz, Sin Cara, Dolph Ziggler. I think that's everyone in that match. Miz, Sin Cara, and Zack Ryder are all sort of write-ups in that match. Dolph Ziggler probably going to have a good showing, but that match is all about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And I'm kind of with the sort of majority of people that it would make more sense to have Owens versus Zayn for the IC title at WrestleMania and have Kalisto defend it in the ladder match. Replace Zayn with Ryback, so Ryback still gets his US title match, and replace Kevin Owens with Kalisto, obviously. That would make a lot more sense to me. I mean, that opens up a load of, you know, spots and stuff. Kalisto's kind of built for ladder matches, although if you've seen his work as Samurai Del Sol on the indies, you know that he can actually work with big guys really well. But I'm kind of thinking that Kalisto versus Ryback might be a sleeper match, isn't it? It's a lot better than everyone's giving it credit for, but it's on the pre-show, so we're not really going to notice that. I might not even watch the pre-show. I rarely do. Yeah, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens would make the most sense to have for the IC title one-on-one, and have Kalisto defending the US title in the ladder match. But it is what it is. Everyone's expecting a package pile driver into the ladders, like in Final Battle 2012, I think it was. But let's face it, that's not going to happen. But, you know, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens have been building up this feud ever since pretty much the Indies, pretty much. So it kind of writes itself. So I am kind of disappointed that's not one-on-one, but
championship on
you know,
the line.
Oh, you're right about that. Let's get this thing going. Who's going to be the champion?
And it has to be said that the success Daniel Bryan's enjoyed in WWE is all the more impressive.
I'd rather Giant Memorial Battle Royal just so it kind of feels like it's thrown in there, I guess. You've got, well, I see you got 3 likely winners in that match. You got Bray Wyatt, who was in a huge profile match last year. You've got Kane. He's been showcased quite a lot on the Raw and SmackDown and stuff heading into that match, so I can see Kane winning it. And you've got Cesaro, who apparently is healthy enough to actually make his return, so I can see one of those 3 winning it. Probably Bray, to be honest, is how I would book it. Or maybe have Cesaro win and Bray's pissed off. And you've got a feud there between Bray and Cesaro heading into Extreme Rules. I don't know, but that's how I'd book it actually, personally. I'd go with the Cesaro versus Bray thing. Shane versus Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. I really never thought I'd be saying that one in 2016, but yeah. Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. Everyone's expecting the Balor Club to debut. I don't think that's going to happen. Everyone's expecting Sting to get involved. I don't think that's going to happen. Everyone's expecting Vince to turn on The Undertaker and Shane, give Raw to Shane. I don't think that's going to happen either. Everyone's kind of expecting all these like shenanigans to happen in that match, but I really don't think any of that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a bog standard sort of Hell in a Cell match. The Authority probably will try and get involved. Vince will probably try and get involved, but Undertaker will end up beating Shane. That's just the way I see it going down. I don't think it's going to be many shenanigans. It's going to be a bit of McMahon, Stephanie, maybe Triple H involvement, but it's going to end up just being Undertaker sort of thwarting everything, maybe even taking out Vince. And Although probably not, Vince is nearly 71. And winning the match. Pedigree.
That's it. That's got to be it. Triple H now. That's a finishing move, people.
Oh, kick out. Nice. I do like watching these matches simulated because, like, especially when you got it on the hardest difficulty and fast momentum and stuff, the game knows you want to see an epic, so it kind of has kicking out of finishes and stuff like that. So I quite like that.
What a display of power that was!
Yeah, Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the WWE World Title. Everyone's talking about this one, and probably not for the right reasons. Personally, I like Roman Reigns. I'm not gonna lie, I do like Roman Reigns, but I'm not even disappointed in him being in this match. I think it's gonna be a pretty decent match. Actually, I've been waiting for Roman Reigns versus Triple H for a while. I think a lot of people are disappointed because they know that Roman's gonna be the face of the company, but I mean, we all knew that was gonna happen anyway, so no point complaining about it. Thought it was a tap out though. Yeah, I'm not really in the consensus of people who are complaining about Roman Reigns being in that match. I'm not really going to be in the consensus of people who are going to complain when Roman Reigns wins, because that's basically it's going to. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a decent match. I think Roman Reigns is pretty decent. He can't really work the mic, but he can work a decent match. He's got stuff to learn, obviously. He's not the best worker in WWE, but he's definitely good enough to be in the main event of WrestleMania. And I'm sticking to that. I'm sticking to that. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the WrestleMania main event. I'm probably in the extreme minority who is, but I'm very unapologetic about that. I love Dean Ambrose, but he was never going to be Dean Ambrose. You know, I love Bray Wyatt, but he was never going to turn babyface and be in this spot. I love Brock Lesnar, he was never going to be in this spot.
He seems to use it often enough.
We're looking at
these are the sorts of people I've seen people saying, oh, should be in this spot, but personally, I don't really care at this point. Roman Reigns is a decent worker. I don't care what, you know, who disagrees with me. You can disagree with me all you want, it's fine, but I like Roman Reigns.
I mean, those moves have really started to add up. Looking for all the glory here.
Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar is going to be a war. War.
With the championship at stake, you know these superstars will get
I really think Brock's going to win that. The only way I can see Brock not winning that is if Bray Wyatt gets involved and costs Brock the match, because they've kind of been teasing a bit more between the Wyatts and Brock Lesnar. I can kind of see that happening, but if nobody gets involved in the match, I can see Brock Lesnar beating Dean Ambrose, and that's fine because Dean Ambrose, if he looks good and beats the crap out of Brock, even in losing, he can still look good. And I'm fine with that, as long as Dean Ambrose does look like a credible threat. He can still be a big contender for Brock, like for the champion in the future. He doesn't need to beat Brock, in my opinion. I mean, granted, Brock doesn't need to beat Dean. It's kind of a win-win for everyone involved, in my opinion, as long as everyone looks strong. Brock obviously needs less protecting than Dean, but in my opinion, as long as Dean looks good, that's all we can hope for. Oh, Daniel Bryan about to win the title. Running knee. Yes, Daniel Bryan wins the title at WrestleMania. Nice, and just about enough time for me to talk about the only match at WrestleMania that anyone cares about. This turned into kind of a WrestleMania thoughts and opinions video as well, but how else was it going to fill all this time? But yeah, like, I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. I think it's going to be a good one. I don't think it's going to be the best WrestleMania of all time. I don't think it's going to be in the top 5. Maybe not even the top 10. Depending on how they pull it off. But in my opinion, it's one I'm looking forward to. It's gonna entertain me either way. I'm looking forward to WrestleMania this year. So, yeah. Drop a comment in the comment section below. What are you looking forward to about WrestleMania? Do you agree or disagree with any of my opinions?
Oh, there were some unbelievable highlights.
Yeah. Who would you have rather seen in the main event? Go on then. If you don't like Roman Reigns and you'd rather have seen someone else in the main event, tell me who you would rather have seen in the main event and all that sort of stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on social media. All the links are in the description below. I'm going to skip all these replay stuff. Yeah, all the links are in the description below. Thank you for watching this video. And I will leave you to Daniel Bryan's title celebration with them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
Big singles win here, guys.
But let's not forget, we have a new champion.
And there's no denying that the Santa Clara crowd clearly liked what they just saw. Would you listen to them?